What is going on, fellow Helldivers? If you're new to the game, you're going to want to know what build could carry you all the way to level 20 and beyond. Today, I'm going to tell you guys the best solo build, the best co-op build you could use for your character, for your Helldiver, if you guys are new to the game. I'm going to break down everything you need to get and how to acquire it, and why you should definitely put this in your arsenal. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So we're going to get started with the stratagems. For you guys who don't know, stratagems are your things that make you really powerful. You're able to get weapons, you're able to get kill streaks in here, and it's very important that you prioritize these correctly. So when you start off the game, you're going to start off with the machine gun, and the machine gun is actually really good. I'm going to give you guys a really helpful tip that's going to take the machine gun to a whole nother level. So you're going to want to make sure you start off with the machine gun, of course, and as you progress through the game, you want to make sure that you're spending your points correctly and you're unlocking the things that are actually going to benefit you and take you into that long run. So for stratagems, these are the ones I recommend early game, and this is anything from till you get to level 5, you should be able to get all this. Okay, so let's start off with the first thing. So the first thing I recommend that you guys definitely pick up is this one right here, guys, the Eagle Cluster Bomb. This is by far one of the best. I think this is even S tier, man. This is actually a really good one, and you're going to primarily be using this all the way through of the game. You're going to use this even till you're like level 50, guys. Trust me, really good one right here. The other thing you want to unlock, guys, is this right here. You want to make sure you unlock the grenade launcher. This is going to be extremely helpful because it's going to help you fight hordes of enemies. In addition to that, when you guys are doing those nest-based locations, this is going to be a lifesaver because you're going to actually be able to do these from a distance, which makes it really powerful. The only thing you got to remember is when you're shooting this, remember, if you shoot them in the head, they will bounce off and you could theoretically kill yourself with this one, so do keep that in mind. Now, the other thing I recommend you guys definitely pick up, and this is for as you progress and get earlier, because I believe the grenade launcher unlocks at level 5, is pick yourself a turret. So make sure you guys pick yourself a machine gun turret. It could be the Gatling Sentry or the Machine Gun Sentry. I personally tell you the Machine Gun Sentry just because it costs less and you're able to have this for a limited amount of times. But theoretically, your main goal is to get to the Mortar Sentry, but you unlock this at level 8. So I wanted to make sure that this is an early guide. So as you get to level 8, you unlock the Mortar Sentry and get it in your arsenal. So now the ship modules, guys, that's going to enhance our stratagems. It's going to make them better. So the way I would do this in order, I would definitely unlock the detonation access license. This is going to increase the magazine capacity for your weapon, and since theoretically in the start you're going to be using an LMG, you want to have as many bullets to kill bugs as possibly you can. Then I would go to the hangar and get the liquid ventilated cockpit. What this is going to allow you to do, it's going to allow you to reduce the cooldown time by 50% of your Eagle strikes, which are really important. And then I would do the target soft upgrade, which is going to reduce the deployment time of the orbital stratagems by 1 second. The next thing I would unlock here, guys, is a synthetic supplement. This is going to allow you to reduce the cooldown of your sentry. That's if you pick a sentry. If you don't pick a sentry, you could skip this one. And then the dynamic tracking, which is going to reduce the deployment time of the sentry. And then you would just want to do the advanced construction because this is going to just give your sentry health. They do tend to take a bit of a damage when it comes to the whatever the bots or the bugs fighting. You want to make sure you have that extra input and damage. So that's what I would do for the stratagems and for the ship modules. Now, if you guys are playing the game and have any other suggestions, let me know in the comment section below. All right, so the next thing we're going to do, guys, is we're going to go over the acquisitions. And it's going to be extremely important that you pay attention to this because this is the way I would unlock them as far as priorities are concerned. So we're going to start off with the war bond progression. Next thing I would unlock is the Punisher shotgun. The reason I would unlock the Punisher shotgun is because this is a really good effective weapon at mid-range and close range, and the reload is actually pretty good here because it doesn't let you mess up with the reload. As you guys know, one of the biggest problems in the game is that you have to remember not to constantly reload. You have to let the gun either empty out or wait till it gets to that last clip and then reload to get that fast reload action. Because if you're reloading as the gun has a full mag or a half mag, you're going to waste all those bullets. What's beautiful about this weapon is that it constantly reloads, so you're not having to reload every single time, which makes it a very valuable weapon. Next thing I would unlock, guys, is this right here, guys, and I will unlock the SC-34 Infiltrator. This is a light armor, and currently right now, light armor is king. It's going to increase your stamina, it's going to make you go faster, and it's going to make you cover the map entirely. So that's what I will unlock on the first page, and theoretically, as you're playing, you're going to get to the second page. The next thing I would prioritize unlocking here is this right here, which is the P19 Redeemer. This is really good. And then I would prioritize on unlocking this one, which is the R63 Diligence. This is a scout rifle that you're able to put in your inventory. Not required, but it does help out depending on the map. If there's big maps, this is going to be very helpful. And the last thing I would unlock here on page 3 as far as priority is concerned is this right here, guys, which is your Hellpod Space Optimizer. There's going to be a booster, and this is going to give you access to the booster, and that's what I would unlock and prioritize. You should be like level 3, level 4 around the time you get here, so that is what I would prioritize. So we go to our loadout section right here. We're going to take a look at the primaries. So for primaries, guys, the assault rifle is pretty good, but I would probably put a shotgun here because you theoretically have an LMG that's dropping for you. So you would put the shotgun right here. You have the LMG coming with you when you call in the supply drop. So you have a fast firing rate weapon, and you have a nice close range weapon. And then I would put this one as my secondary, the P19, because this weapon, it's not only like if you had an extra LMG, but it has some range. It's actually a really good pistol, to be honest. It does really good damage at mid-range, close range. So I would definitely put this one so that we have the LMG, we have this one, we have the shotgun, and that's what we're kind of rocking as far as our primaries are concerned. Now, as far as grenades, guys, I'm going to leave it up to you. Basically, the only two differences regarding these two grenades is that this one detonates faster, so as soon as you throw it, it's going to blow up. So, sometimes you throw the grenade, it's not blowing up fast enough. That's because of the fuse time. This one, the one that you get in the game, the first one you get has a longer fuse time. And in addition to that, guys, the radius is a little bit smaller. This one detonates faster. The radius is a lot larger, but it does a little bit less damage. So it's going to be personal preference. I personally like it detonating quicker. Don't really care too much about the damage, but I do like the fact that if I throw it, I want it to blow up, okay? So that's what I would do right there. Now, as far as armory is concerned, guys, of course, for our armory, we're going to select the light armor. Once again, guys, this is going to give us a lot of speed, and currently right now, all the other ones here are pretty much bugged, and they do give you a little bit more armor. So this is 100 to 75. But you get reduction on speed and stamina regen. And I think right now in the game, speed is king. So stamina regen, speed right here, light armor. Definitely that's what I would suggest. As far as the helmet and the cape, you could go with whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. And next but not least is the booster. So remember we picked up the booster. When you start off the game, you won't have a booster. So this is going to give you a big advantage of adding a booster in here, which is going to allow you to come in. Once you drop in, you're going to come fully stocked with ammo, fully stocked with grenades, and fully stocked with stems. So you don't have to call in your supply drop. You could actually save it for whenever you run out. Instead of dropping your supply drop as soon as you land, this is going to be very beneficial. And since we picked up the extra ability within our stratagems where we're going to be able to get a full mag of our gun, we're going to come out completely set up. Now it's just a matter of understanding the playstyle for this particular build and how you want to go about it. So remember, this is going to be for beginners. We're going to have a mid-game build as well, and of course a late-game build as well as you progress throughout the game. So the way you want to play with this game, you want to slowly approach the game in the sense that you want to scout the area, and you want to use, if you have your scout rifle, you want to make sure you shoot the enemies from a distance, as you're seeing right here in the footage. The great thing about the scout rifle, it only takes 1 or 2 bullets to actually penetrate and kill the bugs. In addition to that, it does that also to the robots as well. The shotgun does that the same effect as well. If they get really close, you're going to be able to one-tap them as well, which makes it a really viable, depending on what weapon you want to have. The LMG is going to be your main bread and butter, especially when you're taking out larger targets or multiple enemies that are coming or approaching you. In addition, we have these stratagems, which you're gonna be putting into fruition here. You're gonna go ahead and activate those whenever you go to certain areas when there are plenty of bugs, or you want to anticipate killing the bugs as they progress. So what you want to do, guys, is usually what I like to do is, first and foremost, I like to start off with my fight with the orbital precision strike. That's going to clear out a couple enemies. More enemies are going to rush me. I could either use my scout rifle or my shotgun or my pistol to take care of the rest of the enemies. If I'm getting a little bit overwhelmed, that's when we use the Eagle Cluster Bomb, and that should let us take care of the rest of the ads and just wipe a whole entire army of ads with this one. Usually the ads that are remaining after the Eagle Cluster Bomb are going to be very minimal. You can either use your scout rifle, your shotgun, or your pistol to take care of them and deal with them. Now, if you have access to your sentry gun, you could actually just deploy your sentry gun and just have it deal with the rest of the ads right there. Now, remember, the great thing about the 2 abilities we're using, which is the orbital precision strike, that one has unlimited uses and it has a 100-second cooldown. So it's really good one to use, very short cooldown when it comes to the time that it's being called in. And if you guys are using a sentry gun, like the machine gun sentry, the call-in time is 0, but it has a 180-second cooldown, so it's gonna you're gonna have to kind of alternate it back and forth, but it is unlimited, so you're gonna be able to use that with infinite amount of times. Now, the one that you kind of have to take your decide when you're going to be using it and when you're not going to be using it is the Eagle Cluster Bomb, because I believe standard without the ship module upgrade, it's a 4 use, and then with the ship module upgrade, it's a 5 use. 5 uses is quite a lot actually, but you're able to get this really fast, and the cooldown time is 8 seconds. So you're going to be able to use this multiple times. You're just going to have to get the feel for the game for when you want to use this, because once you use all 5, you're going to run out. So if you want to use one as soon as you're exfilling and you want to keep one for there, you probably get rid of 4 and then save one for the last run. But basically, this is a very solid build that should carry you all the way from normal, easy, and medium, even into the hard difficulties. Of course, we'll have a medium build where we're going to go for things that unlock from level 8 to level 15, and then we're going to have a end game build that's going to carry you through the rest of the game. Now, one really important thing, guys, is you're going to need medals, you're going to need super credits to be able to get all the stuff that I mentioned here in the video. If you want to find out how to farm those and how to farm those easy and fast, whether you're a solo or a co-op player, make sure you check out this video that's popping up right now on the screen, and don't forget to hit that like for freedom. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.